All right, welcome back to Two Stupid Guys Trade Stocks. I'm Vinny,
I'm Dylan.
and this is going to be Dylan's weekly swing trade picks.
Yeah, and X baby.
X.
I've been doing X like every 2 weeks. It's keeping me afloat.
I love it. It's funny. I've owned U.S. Steel in the past too, but it's been a while. But interesting company, interesting play, especially if you're looking at like this Biden infrastructure bill.
It is the easiest swing trading thing I've ever done. I've now done it 4 times, and I've done it 3 times on the swing trades. If you entered, you're up a lot. Congrats.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, make a whole career out of just swing trading one stock. I love it.
Just X.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
So,
got some stocks here.
Yeah, disclaimer as usual. This channel is called Two Stupid Guys Trade Stocks for a reason. We're not financial professionals of any sort. We do this for fun. We're just cataloging our own journey along the way. Dylan does actually invest in some of these companies, but if you lose money following into any of this stuff, that's kind of that was your call entirely. But
if you lost money, I also lost money because my new policy is everything I put in here, I at least buy a contractor shares of. So to keep me honest.
Yeah, it's the way to go, man. So Dylan likes to categorize these things into 3 different kind of risk tiers. Low to medium risk. A little safer than some of these home run stocks, but home run stocks are like your marijuana companies and your NFT plays a lot of times.
Yeah, those are terrifying.
Yeah, you might make some money, but they might go out of business.
Yeah.
All right, OCGN.
All right, so this is the popping on stock twits segment. It's going pretty crazy. Essentially what happened, I'll show the graph because it was just absolutely ridiculous. But essentially, we had a press release. Okay, so here's the graph, right? Mm-hmm. So it went from like $8.68. These are all my day trading levels. Don't worry about that. All the way up to $13 and all the way back down on 504 million shares. Okay, that is just beyond ridiculous. Let's go back to the slide here. So basically what happened, OCGN, they had their COVID-19 vaccine, Covaxin. Yeah, new COVID, guys. But basically, it has a 78% of efficacy against COVID-19 and 100% efficacy against protection against severe disease. Yeah. So it shoots up. They're like, hey, I want emergency approval. They then did a share offering at $10 a share during that hype, during the day, and it brought it all the way back down to $9.39.
I love it. They saw cheap capital in the market and they took advantage.
Yeah, that's essential. So we don't know where it's going to go from here, but keep an eye on it. Insane volume.
Yeah, it's interesting with the Johnson & Johnson kind of reversal now over the last couple of days, where they're allowing that vaccine to be utilized again. So yeah, I mean they've definitely loosened up their restrictions a little bit, I guess you could say. So
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, guys, where's our faces? Disney. So they close at 183. The 100 daily SMA is about to there's a lot of misspellings here. It's about to get to the price, which could result in a push up. So essentially, chilling here, coming, could push it right up. So we got support at 177, 180. Stop loss is going to be 177 for me. We'll go to the chart real quick.
Yeah. Interesting company too with that. The growth of their streaming business has been absolutely insane.
Ridiculous.
Pop again, it's
it's why I feel good about this support, because the 100 SMA is coming here. Now this is a little alarming, okay, because it's going up, down, hit the support at 180, smaller high, back to the support. So I want a pretty solid bounce here, okay. I am going to enter this, but I'm going to do a long-term option. I'm not going to get shares. Because there's a chance that this could dip down and come back up. So that's where we're at.
Interesting. Nike.
Yes, sir. Nike. So this is the medium to high. Nike, kind of the 200 SMA is at 127. It is a really strong area of support, and we're currently in a peaks and valleys pattern. So I will show you that right now.
They've had some like pushback about China, correct? Like that's been the news story that's kind of caused them to have a little downtrend of late.
Yeah. And you know, that's been kind of happening for a little bit here, these peaks and valleys. Though China scare was like all the way here, went down, came back up, but we have this 200 SMA, and it did increase on above average volume, so that made me feel a little bit better about it. The RSA is below 50, so I'm probably going to do another options play on this instead of shares. I might get a little bit of shares, but my support is going to be 125.70 for me.
Nice. And Snap, they had a good earnings blowout this week.
Insane earnings, man.
Yeah, exactly. I'm excited for my one share of Facebook this week. Hopefully they can
yeah, one share. So Friday close 61.30 on 100 million share volume. They're approaching a range breakout at 65. So like Vinny said, 66% revenue growth in a quarter.
Yeah,
it's disgusting.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Can't ask for too much better than that.
So what happened during the day here is this opened real high, came all the way down. Actually, I could probably just like share that. So yeah, opened real high, came down, and then at the end of the day shot all the way back up on massive volume. This volume came in at the end of the day, which doesn't usually happen. Well, I mean, you can get a lot of volume in the last hour, but not usually this much.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, we got a nice hammer going here. So I'm taking this one for sure.
Have you ever heard historically that individual investors often trade early in the morning, and that the hedge funds and banks trade later on in the afternoon as far as their positions? So that might be a little smart money coming in there at the end of the day and snatch.
I think that, yep.
Yeah,
completely agree. I think that's exactly what's happening. Also, 100 million volume.
Disgusting. Yeah, that is big.
All right.
Oh, okay, nice. It's interesting. Another Chinese stock play here, right?
Yeah, and I put this in the high risk because Nike is sort of the Chinese play a little bit. PDD is definitely like they're in. It's a what's that called again, Vinny?
I'm not sure.
ADR, ASR.
Oh, yeah, American Depository Receipts. Yeah.
They are full on, you know, but they have a gorgeous chart. I couldn't let it go down. So
I love it.
Let's go look at it real quick. All right, so 200 SMA right here. Look at this, come up and a rejection, and then we come up on volume. Okay, above average volume going up again. No, not going to happen. And again, we have a bounce off the 200 SMA. This is looking like a really, really pretty double bottom to me. This is a wider stop, okay, because I know this graph, you know, Nike, this amount of range was like $13 from here to here. But the high up here is 211. And the low down here is 121. So this is not a $2 stop, a $4 stop, you know, kind of like Nike. This is like a $14 stop. All right. My stop would be down here, 122. So the risk is a lot different. So, you know, watch your share size.
Yeah, exactly. You got to keep your position small when you're talking about, you know, losing $14 per share. So some people will kind of adjust their position size so that, you know, however number of shares you buy, if $14 is your stop loss range, you basically will do that math so that number equals a certain percentage of your portfolio. Someone had asked in one of our videos what R is, and that's how you determine R. Basically.
Oh man, I should go over that. So yeah, it's basically what you just said. It's not about how much money you're putting into the stock. It's about how much you're risking. So each trade, you shouldn't risk more than $100, meaning that's your max loss. Like that's mine.
Yeah. So in that case right there, you'd be picking up about 6 or 7 shares of.
Not a lot of shares on this one.
Yeah.
All right. Unless I change my max loss to 1,000, which I do sometimes for some reason, then I'll be picking up 130 shares.
Yeah.
Once again, you need more capital for that. So
yeah, some people do a percentage of their portfolio, which I think makes the most sense. So like any individual trade, you never risk more than 1% of your portfolio.
Yeah. The only reason why, so I do that. I do 2% usually. It just changes a lot because my portfolio will lose 20,000 and then gain 20,000. You know, so.
It's a lot of volatility. I don't know how you sleep at night, buddy.
I don't sleep at night, Vinny. I don't.
But this AMD, actually, I am like a little interested in this one. That you said it's a gamble, obviously, but The fact that Intel said that so much of their server business was eaten up by somebody or something, and the fact that AMD had launched like 24 SKUs of server chips back in like December of 2020 really makes me suspicious that it was AMD and that they're going to report a blowout number from that standpoint.
Exactly. This is a gamble. So Intel, like you just said, 20%, they blamed it on digestion and that other people making their own in-house chips. That's not what happened.
No, that will happen, but that did not happen that fast.
Not that fast. 20% is absurd. Yeah. So I'm breaking rule number 3, whatever it is in that video. Don't ever do this before earnings. Now, granted, I'm already in this stock and have partialed and bought back and partialed and bought back. So I think I'm cost average like 79. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna buy a little bit more because it's just too juicy. Not only that, well, go ahead.
I said, did you think about just buying a call option maybe?
I am gonna buy a call option. I think I'm looking at a $90 strike price.
Nice.
So 1, 2, 3. We've hit this level, kind of chilling around 83 to 85 range a lot. And every time we get up there, we go up in hard volume and slowly fall down, right? We came up again on hard volume and this news. Man, this could be crazy. So just be careful. Like I said, I'm doing a call option on this one. I'm not doing any more shares. So
yeah, very interesting.
Definitely pretty interesting.
This is another one. It's funny. The Nordstrom, and both Dylan and I have both been in Nordstrom before in the past. They actually have a much bigger e-commerce portion of the company than people realize. I want to say the last I followed it was probably 2019, and they were up to about 38% of their revenue was coming from an e-commerce source already at that point.
A lot, yeah.
They had stolen like a logistics kind of master from, I think it was Walmart, and they were talking about all their kind of distribution centers and how much more efficient they were. They're aiming towards that 2-day Amazon Prime shipping. They're doing a lot of interesting stuff over there actually for a company that's technology old.
They're a sleeper. This actually wouldn't be. We should probably do like a long analysis on this because especially with their current share price, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a good idea.
So this was on my list. This was in my top 4. Actually, I think it was knocking off Disney. It was not going to be Disney. It was going to be this. What happened on Friday? Here, go to the thing here. We were looking. Oh, that's AMD. We were looking real good. Okay. Go to the chart. So this is what caught my eye. This 100 SMA is coming up, and they kind of do this kind of consolidation and then a big push in 6 days. Consolidation, big push, consolidation, and it's really kind of rhythmically, right? The problem is they drop like 3% after hours, and no one knows why. They're actually like right here. It's just not showing. So I had to take it off. It's too risky now. I don't know what's happening, and I have to wait till Monday. So
interesting.
And then PTON right here. PTON is another one I'm watching. As we all know, there's a death from the treadmill. PTON's claiming, hey, I don't really want to get into it, but it's a treadmill. Don't, I'm not going to get into that. But basically,
there for a reason.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think that this is PTON's fault. They lost a lot here, and Kathy Woods has bought in like a disgusting amount of shares this week.
Of course she did.
Yeah. So like a gross amount of shares. So I might do a PTON option here.
Yeah.
All right. Vinny, we are doing well. Not gonna lie to you. So oh yeah, a lot of winners. X obviously. Can you show X real quick? This is just like my favorite thing in the world. It's just the greatest swing trading stock. I've done each of these peaks. I recommend another buy here, and it's just it took a little bit, and it's just again going up on volume. I just love it so much. Sorry, I just have to show that. It's such an easy stock to swing trade.
Nice.
All right, let's go to our past performance here. So Penn hit the stop loss. I moved it over to the hit stop loss column. Yandex we did last week. WWE reported earnings, and it still didn't hit my limit buy area. Disney also still is kind of chilling. I'm thinking they're going to go up this week, which is why I put it in the setup column. The green and ongoing, some of these are partials, but like GS and fast and run, I recommended last week. Run, I'm already at 3R. I followed my rules. I did not buy on the down days. And my cost average is at like 48 because those were 2 down days over the whole S&P, and that was also going down. And I think my support was 46. So I'm already at 3R on that baby. And fast, I'm already at a 80% return on an option, and GS, I'm already at a 20% return on an option. So yeah, killing it there. We're doing real well. If you add these up, all the hit stop loss, those are all 1R losses. If you follow the rules, I didn't. But if you did, those are only 1R losses, and you're like plus 36 now or something crazy. It's ridiculous. I need to change the chart. I'm out of room. I'm out of room for the green exited. Yeah. Yeah,
I love it. The other thing too, like with you kind of starting to buy more options, like do you think we should do an options trading like serious?
Here's why I started buying options is because if I'm saying I'm watching a stock, I feel guilty not buying it. And I know like people on YouTube do this all the time. They don't buy it. Yeah. I can't do that. Like I'm like, hey, I'm going to swing this. So I'm out of money because I'm holding these stocks, and I was buying stocks. You need so much more capital. I was like down to buying like 10 shares a thing. And I'm like, it's doing exactly what I want, but my R is so low now. So now I'm just doing options to save money, and I'm already made more money in the last like week than I was the last 3 weeks just buying 10 shares of something.
I love it. Hey man, it's a hell of a way to lever your money when options can just magnify what your thought process was. If you're right and you use an option rather than stock, like you just make that much more money. When you're wrong, you lose that much more. But
not wrong yet on the options so far.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in on the next one. We'll see how Dylan's options trading works out for him.
Oh boy.